Small towns of America. Big stories often live in small places. This is Small Towns of America, and today we're discovering Hoboken, New Jersey, where history, landscape, and local character create a place unlike anywhere else. The mile-square city built on motion. Today's city was chosen by one of our subscribers, and I want to begin with a sincere thank you for suggesting Hoboken, New Jersey. It is an inspired choice because Hoboken proves that a small place can hold an astonishing amount of American history. From the Hudson River, the city appears almost pressed against Manhattan, with brick buildings gathered along a narrow waterfront. Its skyline is modest beside New York, but its character is immediate. Hoboken feels close-knit, energetic, and deeply connected to the river that shaped its fortunes. Hoboken is often called the Mile-Square City. The nickname is not a precise measurement, but it captures the remarkable compactness of a community with only about 1¼ square miles of land. The 2020 census counted 60,419 residents, making Hoboken one of the most densely settled cities in the country. Washington Street forms the main commercial spine. Residential streets stretch toward the western edge, and the Hudson remains visible or imaginable from almost every neighborhood. The city's small scale gives daily life a distinct rhythm, with homes, shops, schools, restaurants, trains, ferries, and waterfront paths all packed close together. Modern Hoboken began taking shape after Colonel John Stevens purchased the property in 1784. Stevens was an inventor, engineer, and determined promoter who understood that the river could connect this shoreline to New York. His family developed ferry service and invited city residents across the Hudson for fresh air, walks, picnics, and recreation. The landscaped Riverwalk, Sybil's Cave, and the broad Elysian Fields turned Hoboken into an early pleasure ground. Steam ferry service strengthened the connection with Manhattan, while experiments on the Stevens estate helped advance American transportation. An experimental steam locomotive ran on a circular track here in the 1820s, making the city a workshop for ideas that would soon transform the nation. The Elysian Fields also gave Hoboken an enduring place in baseball history. On June 19, 1846, the New York Nine defeated the Knickerbockers by a score of 23-1 in a match played under the Knickerbocker rules. Games had been played before, but this contest became the first officially recorded organized match of its kind. The open grounds drew players and spectators from across the river and helped turn a developing pastime into a recognizable sport. The original field has mostly disappeared beneath later streets and buildings. Yet Elysian Park and a marker near 11th and Washington Streets keep the story connected to the neighborhood. Hoboken incorporated as a city in 1855. Its growth followed an orderly street grid established by the Hoboken Land and Improvement Company, which the Stevens family created to guide development. Long blocks of brick row houses and brownstones gave the community much of its architectural identity. Stoops, iron railings, carved lintels, cornices, and garden-level entrances still create a strong visual pattern along Hudson, Bloomfield, Garden, and neighboring streets. Church Square Park and Stevens Park provide green openings within that tight grid. The result is a city that feels urban without losing the scale of individual porches, storefronts, and familiar corners. Industry and transportation eventually replaced much of the old resort landscape. Rail lines reached the waterfront. Warehouses and factories filled city blocks, and ocean-going ships used Hoboken's piers. The grandest surviving symbol of that era is Hoboken Terminal. Opened in 1907 for the Delaware, Lackawanna, and Western Railroad, the Beaux-Arts complex brought trains, ferries, and pedestrians together in one carefully engineered place. Its copper exterior, restored clock tower waiting room, and ferry slips recall an age when the terminal was both a gateway and a daily crossroads. It remains active today, connecting commuter rail, path trains, light rail, buses, and ferries beside the Hudson. The Stevens family's legacy also lives at Stevens Institute of Technology, which opened in 1870 on Castle Point. Founded through the will of Edwin A. Stevens, the school began with a course of study leading to a degree in mechanical engineering. Its hilltop campus overlooks the river and Manhattan, giving Hoboken a landscape where 19th-century buildings, modern laboratories, and broad skyline views meet. Stevens Hall, designed in a high Victorian Gothic style, anchors the oldest part of the campus. The Institute carries forward the inventive spirit of a family associated with steam ferries, locomotives, railroad design, and early American engineering. Hoboken also became known around the world through Frank Sinatra. Born here in 1915, Sinatra grew up on Monroe Street and began singing in local venues before his voice made him an international star. The city remembers him without turning itself into a museum. Frank Sinatra Drive follows the waterfront, Sinatra Park faces Manhattan, and a bronze statue shows the singer leaning against a lamppost near the river. These tributes fit naturally into the surroundings because Sinatra's story began in the same compact streets, social clubs, restaurants, and performance rooms that shaped generations of Hoboken life. One restaurant that preserves that older neighborhood character is Leo's Grandovo at 2nd and Grand Streets. Founded by Leo and Tessie Diterlizzi in 1939, it remains one of Hoboken's best-known longtime Italian restaurants. Sinatra memorabilia connects the restaurant with the city's musical history. Leo's matters not simply because it is old, but because it represents the kind of gathering place where local identity survives through regular customers, family traditions, familiar recipes, and stories passed from one generation to the next. In a fast-changing city, that continuity carries real weight. Washington Street offers another view of Hoboken's personality. Historic storefronts now hold bakeries, cafes, restaurants, small businesses, and neighborhood services. Side streets connect the commercial center, homes, and river. Along the waterfront, Pira Park opens onto wide lawns and long views of Lower Manhattan. Farther north, the walkway passes Sinatra Park, Castle Point, and former industrial sites that have been adapted for new uses. The riverfront no longer belongs mainly to railroads, factories, and shipping companies. Much of it has become public space where residents walk, sit, exercise, and watch boats cross the Hudson. That transformation did not erase Hoboken's working past. Old factory buildings, converted lofts, brick warehouses, rail structures, and surviving signs remain part of the cityscape. They reveal how Hoboken moved from resort to transportation center, from industrial waterfront to residential city, without becoming completely detached from any one period. Even the contrast between polished parks and weathered infrastructure adds character. The city's strongest scenes often combine several eras at once: a brownstone row facing a modern tower, a ferry passing a historic terminal, or a university campus rising above streets laid out in the 19th century. Hoboken is memorable because it concentrates so much into such a small frame. Baseball history, engineering, ocean travel, railroads, architecture, music, restaurants, education, and waterfront scenery all occupy the same walkable city. Manhattan may dominate the eastern view, but Hoboken never feels like a footnote to the larger skyline. It has its own stories, landmarks, habits, and unmistakable sense of place. Once again, thank you to the subscriber who chose this city. Hoboken is exactly the kind of community small towns of America was made to explore, compact in size, rich in character, and far larger in history than its boundaries suggest.